on the 6s.
Well, Coastal Bend, you made it to Friday, or the weekend junior, of course, as we like to call it. Taking a live look at it, Snoopy's Skycam, thanks to Matthews CCAC, 6:26 a.m., 73 degrees here in downtown Corpus Christi. Closer to those upper 70s as you work your way over towards Snoopy's, and a few early boaters hitting the waters this morning as we're heading towards that 6:30 a.m. time frame. But planning out the rest of our day, maybe a little bit of rain on the way, especially as we're heading into those afternoon hours. You can expect by 9 a.m. about 79 degrees, those 80s making their return, especially by the time we're heading out for lunch this afternoon. But then by 3 to 5 p.m., that's where we could see a little bit of isolated to scattered shower and thunderstorm development take place across the Coastal Bend, especially for some of our northern communities. But hopefully it looks like it might move out of the way just in time for those Friday night lights. But also winds expected out of the southeast pretty much all day, about 10 to 15 miles an hour. And that's going to continue into the weekend. Here's a look at what to expect. Still those isolated, scattered, and showers with some thunderstorms out there, especially into tomorrow. I think Sunday maybe not looking quite as bad, but I'd still keep the umbrella handy. Those daytime highs going to be in those low to mid 80s, and then a couple of breezy afternoons, still going to hold on to a good southerly flow about 10 to 20 miles an hour. Current temperatures in your neck of the woods, 78 degrees in Port Aransas this morning, then a good 9-degree drop over towards Alice, coming in at 69 degrees. Off to the northwest, Cotulla rounding us out about 71, all of us rounding out in those low to mid 70s for the most part. And like I talked about, a little bit of inland fog that we've been watching this morning off towards Orange Grove, Alice, and then even towards the southwest with some of those reduced visibility. So maybe a couple extra minutes you could plan for out the door this morning if you're going to be heading that way. For your dog walking forecast today, we've got Ruby on the board here, just chilling on the table over in Aransas County, just ready to have a good weekend. And I'm with you, Ruby. We're almost there. Taking a look at those temperatures for her this morning, 83 degrees by 10 a.m. Still those mid 80s like we talked about by the lunchtime hour, with those winds out of the south 10 to 20 miles an hour. Forecast highs in your neighborhood going to be those lower mid 80s along the coast, those lower 90s even potentially as you work your way inland over towards Alice. So going to be definitely a warm day on hand for us here across the Coastal Bend. But like I talked about, maybe a little bit of isolated shower activity by that 3 to 5 p.m. time frame. Here's a look at what it could look like as we're heading throughout our day. And you can see by 5 p.m. starts to fizzle out just a little bit, and hopefully just in time for Friday night lights. Works out of the area, but just keep that umbrella handy just in case. Not expecting too many lightning delays at least. But as we're looking at tomorrow, that's where we could see a little bit more expansive coverage working its way into the area. Still not going to be a major washout for us, but if you do have those outdoor plans, just something to watch out for as we go into our Saturday morning and then even the afternoon and evening tomorrow. When all is said and done, we could pick up a good 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch of rain on the higher end here in Corpus Christi, and really across most of our watershed looking pretty similar, maybe even upwards of an inch across some of those higher corridors of rain that do decide to come down. Whenever we're looking at the upper level pattern, this is what we're watching for next week. That next upper level trough working into the area by that Monday to Tuesday time frame, and then a double shot of cold air working in right behind it by Tuesday to Wednesday, a heavier core of cold air trying to work in by that Wednesday time frame. That's going to be responsible for a decent cool down here in the Corpus Christi area, and that's reflected well on the 7-day forecast already. The 80s finally going to be making their way off the board. Still got to get through the isolated scattered showers as we work through the weekend, but here's that double shot of cold air working in, dropping us to those 70s by Wednesday, and even the